Hello, welcome to Jason's Time Capsule. I'm your host, Jason, and this is another episode of Time Capsule Totally Random. This was originally going to be kind of like an adventure vlog of Cedar Point Halloweekends and like what we did, where we went, but the trip was fun, but it didn't turn out to be like what I wanted to film. It was raining for part of it. And we kind of focused on family, and so I decided to like do this more of like a what to do, what not to do type video, like what things cost, kind of like an informative video, kind of like how you should maybe do it, give you some options of like what you want to do based off of what there is. Also, I wanted to, if my mother-in-law ever watches this, she made this cup for me. It's like a little shout out. Uh, it's got my Coast Guard badge, my port security unit insignia on it, and like the Coast Guard shield, and the electronics technician symbol for when I was in the Navy and the Coast Guard is the same for both. That's what I did for my job. Then the enlisted surface warfare specialist pin, and then like part of the symbol of the Navy, the eagle holding the anchor. But she does this like they call it cricket, but it looks like it's spelled cry cut. It's like a little label making fancy machine. It works pretty good, but I got coffee in here, so. But anyways, so if you're gonna go to Halloweekends, there's food options that you can get. There's the all-day dining. It's $31.99 plus tax. Food can get kind of expensive there if you plan on eating, but if you're not somebody that eats a lot, I would forgo the food. There's also a 6 taste, like tastes or 9 tastes that you get, and you can go to certain places and get them. You get like a little tasting card, like that we got, like this. There's 12 places to go, and they each have 2 tastes per place. And it's kind of like a sample size. Some are bigger than others, some are better than others. But I'll tell you about the problems that we ran into those later. That's $49.99. And we only actually got 2 tastes in. So that was kind of a little bit of a waste of money because we didn't focus on food, plus some of the other problems that happened with that. Souvenir bottle. So if you get like the drink cup, the plastic drink cup that we got, that's a good deal because it's $13.99 plus tax, and you can refill it every 90 minutes or something like that, every half an hour, like all day long. Once you buy the cup, you just have to scan it. You have to wait in line, of course, and they do have a lot of the drink stations shut down for Halloweekend, so be aware of that. There is some differences in the food. I was going to show you on the map where the places, if you got the all-day dining versus the taste card. However, they only have the Halloweekends map up right now on their website. I was trying to compare. I was going to write it on there, and I was going to flip the camera around, which I still will flip it around and tell you where to go, where you shouldn't go. But you can go to the Roundup. That's different. If you get the all-day dining, stockade refreshments, there's Senior Vallas walking tacos, Chick-fil-A, which is not on the tasting card, and you can get like a chicken sandwich and stuff like that. Coasters Drive-In. There's 2 of them are like outside of Cedar Point. It's like if you stay at Breakers Cafe, so I'm not going to mention them. Lakeside Express, Panda Express, and Sagebrush Sue's, and Johnny Rockets. Johnny Rockets is also like a little 50s diner. You get a cheeseburger and stuff like that instead. Sit down, take some time, but it is better food. If you're only planning on doing it, just maybe do that instead of the meal deal. Go there, eat, and then carry on. Now, if you get the to go for Halloweekends, it's $65 plus tax, normal ticket just to get in per person. $20 for parking per vehicle plus tax, and then the Fright Lane is, I would recommend, it's kind of like a fast pass for the haunted houses, and one of the walkthroughs is more like limited on how many people can go on it. So it allows you to skip the line basically. They only allow a certain number of these fright lanes or fright passes to be sold, but that's an additional $85 a person plus tax, on top of your $65. So it's kind of expensive, but in my opinion, it's well worth it. Those lines for those haunted houses are very, very long. But that's kind of like a breakdown of everything. The single meal deal, I would not do that. That's $14.99 plus tax. It includes like an entree, a side, and a drink. But if you get the all-day drink cup, you just get food. It's like $8 for some entrees, and that's enough to fill you up for a while. And you already got the cup, so you don't need the drink. But yeah, and then your haunted pass, if you get the fright lanes, it looks like this. And they're supposed to punch out little holes on it, so you can see my finger going back and forth behind there. But they only punched out the first one, and they stopped punching them out, so technically we could have went through the same haunted houses again if we wished, which would be cheating in my opinion. I didn't do that, plus we already saw it once. Now, however, we only went to 3 of the 5 that you get this for. You get it for the Hex Black Magic. We went to that slaughterhouse. We tried to go to that one, and the first time they shut it down because it had been raining and the floors were wet, so they had to put like carpet down. So we decided to come back. Well, we went back, and all the security and cops and paramedics were going in there. So I don't know if a fight happened. I'm not sure what happened. We couldn't go in there. So we had to wait again. So we just decided just not to do it. The Cornstalkers, Revenge of the Pumpkinheads, like a little walkthrough that we would have been able to skip ahead of the line. When we went to it, the rain had flooded it because it's by the park. Part of it at the park is by a water ride, and it flooded. So we couldn't go on that one. So we got to go on 3 of these out of 5. But I'm going to turn around the camera. I'm going to show you the map and how I would plan out where I would go and what places I would go, like food-wise, if you get the tasting card, and haunted house-wise, what I would maybe do, not do. But I'll be right back. Oh yeah, before I show you the map, I forgot to add, we did take some pictures and some videos before I decided to stop filming, and I will be adding those after I show you the map and everything that's on there. That way you can kind of see what Cedar Point looks like, and some of the stuff at Halloweekends is mostly the kids stuff because I didn't film the day stuff because it was raining, and at night it's not the best quality. So, but anyways, off to the map. Okay, so this is my map, and as you can see, it rained, so it's kind of falling apart. I figured it'd be easier just to kind of like zoom in on spots by holding it and pointing. So you kind of come in from here, you go in there, and these little dots are all over it. They mean different things, and this is what the Halloweekends, all the little icons are. Like, there is no normal map right now, so I couldn't compare them. But the park is very, very, very large. So if you are any sort of out of shape, you will be sore afterwards. We have iPhones, and they kind of track our walking. We ended up walking 8.5 miles, and we didn't really do a lot of backtracking. But say you go with your kids, all the stuff is up front with these little orange pumpkins and the little red bags. So this is little orange pumpkins. These are the little trick-or-treat, pumpkin patch picking type things. These are where you can get specialty drinks like blood bags and stuff, either alcoholic or non-alcoholic. These are also events like tractor riding and stuff like that. This is like arts and crafts for the kids. These are places to eat, and these are daytime events with the spider, and then these are the nighttime events in the same building with the skull. And then if you go up here, this is where all the trails start. This is like a adult area. At night it's haunt, so they recommend no kids being back there. This is a trail, which is actually this opening is all banished. That's all part of the trail. It's kind of like a freebie. You don't have to wait in line. You just walk through, and there's boxes, and they can jump out of them and get you. This one, Blood on the Bayou. If you are not fit for walking and you don't want to walk a really far distance, don't go on this one. We walked like these stairs and ladders going around and around and around and around for Blood on the Bayou, and we made it quite a ways. And then my wife was like, well, how much further is this? And then some random guy answered it. We weren't really asking anybody. He's like, oh, you're only about halfway. You're not even there yet. So, and everybody has to walk back the same way. So to even get to it is a super long walk. Then you have to walk that super long walk all the way back. It's like basically a loop. So if, you're not physically fit, or your kids are getting tired, I wouldn't recommend going on that one. Number 3 is Slaughterhouse. This is the one we couldn't go to because, like what I said, happened. Like, either somebody got in a fight in there, somebody got hurt, somebody got a seizure, heaven forbid, but something happened. These little musical instruments are shows, and again, another trail. This was the Cornstalkers we couldn't go on. And then we didn't even attempt the other ones like Harvest Fear, Cutthroat Cove, and Tombstone Territory. We didn't even end up doing those. We were kind of in this area though, but we just didn't really do it. It's kind of like this part of it. Like this one's part of it, this one's not, and that one's not. But yeah, like as you can see, pretty much everything adult oriented is back here, except for number 2. That's the Erie Estate, which I highly recommend that one. Number 1 is Hexed, was okay. That also has a daytime event for the kids. That one's way up here. What we did, and which is fine during the day, I'd recommend it. Like if you take your kids, you kind of like plan a little loop, go through all this stuff the kids can do. There's like a Boo Hill thing over here. It's like a little haunted house walk through, but they don't scare you. You can do all that through the day. But we started for the night part of it at 6 down here, and then made our way up, and then over here, all the way over here. I would recommend doing the opposite. Start your night up here at the very back and work your way around and come down and end your day down at these. That way you don't have a far walk when you're done, because then there's nothing to look forward to. That's what I would recommend. Now, with also another problem with the tasting card, we went to, where's it? Hugo's Italian Kitchen, which is number 2. So right here, this one, the pork chop on a stick or something like that, chopstick or something, whatever they called it. That was really good. The stroganoff was bland and gross. Do not get that if you get that food. If you even don't get the tasting card and you decide to get the stroganoff, do not get it. Then number 5, we tried to go to this one right here. They had like a pumpkin pudding, and we were going to get it. You have to go in there, give your name, they give you a reservation, and then they call you to come back in. So it's almost impossible to use your tasting card here because, honestly, for lack of, I'm honest, I'm blunt. I'll have alcoholic drinks rarely, once in a while. There's a lot of alcoholics there. Like, I don't know who goes to Cedar Point to drink a bunch of alcohol, and whatever, but there's a bar in there. And they were hogging up all the seats, everybody drinking a bunch of alcohol. So, you basically came and use your tasting card here. Anywhere that serves alcohol, good luck with trying to get in there. It's not going to happen. So we couldn't even go to that one. So we would have had 3 tastings in, but we couldn't because of that. Then when we went to the Dragon's Inn, right here, we were on our way up there. We have some time to kill before we get up here to the first, haunted house and trails or whatever, the walkthroughs. They have cheese, like Flamin' Hot cheese stick, and they had a Monte Cristo hot dog. We said, my wife wanted the Monte Cristo hot dog. Oh, we're out of those. Completely out for the whole day. And it was only like 6 o'clock. And then the Flamin' Hot Cheeto things, we have no more dough. We only have 2 ready. So my brother-in-law and then me wouldn't have had one. So, like, be aware of that too. You only get 2 choices per those 12 places, and they might be out of the food. You might wait in line, get up there, and they don't even have the food, and they won't substitute it for anything else. So what I would do is just basically buy food as you want it, where you want it. Don't get the tasting card. Don't get the all-day dining unless, you know, that's when your main focus is and you get there early and you like to eat. But as you notice too, is down here in the daytime stuff, place to eat, place to eat, place to eat, place to eat, place to eat. Okay, and there's stuff all around it, like to do. Okay, at night, if you come up here, you know, you got one on the way, which was out of food, and then you go through to do all this stuff, and then they have 2 back to back. Okay, that's fine. And then they have 2 over here, and there's some stuff over here. Okay, that's fine. But then they have this one with like 1 thing by it, plus some shows, and this one with hardly anything by it, way off by itself. It's almost like they did that on purpose. Like number 12 is Backbeat Barbecue, which has good food, but there's no reason for us to even go there. You have to like loop all the way around to go there, or you would have had to walk a different path just to eat there and then loop around to everything else.
Not only that, but they're all clustered together, so if you're planning on eating 3 times in a row, that's fine. If not, you're going to have to backtrack.
Right, you'd have to backtrack. Like, depending on your way of doing it, you'd have to potentially backtrack just to eat, and then wait in a line, and then get up there, and then have them say they're out of dough. So, I mean, they know what they're doing. They know that you're giving them money for food you're not even eating. That's what happens. And I mean, the experience is fun. The haunted houses are good. But just be aware, if it rains, you might not get to go to some of the haunted houses. And none of the walkthroughs. And the food-wise, you know, like, they're few and far between. Some of the stuff's not good. You know, if it serves alcohol, like I said, like, you know, some people just like to drink too much when they're there, I guess. Like, that's their main focus, which, you know, my main focus and my family's is to have fun, experience some of the food, the scares, you know, the shows, see a little bit of everything. But, yeah, that's kind of what happens. If you made it this far, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some of the pictures and stuff of Cedar Point, so maybe if you've never seen it, because I was going to make it a vlog. I do have some footage, but I kind of stopped filming because of, you know, nothing was really kind of working out exactly how I thought it would be. Like when you're a YouTuber, sometimes that happens. It didn't quite end up being how I thought it would be. But, alright, so I'll show you that footage and then I'll be back for the conclusion. Alright, so we're getting ready to go to Cedar Point, and I got Colton here, and it's going to be Halloweekends. So, who's on your shirt?
That is Pennywise.
Does it say anything?
It chapter 2.
Okay, and you got a new pair of pants, and you got your Crocs on. Alright, ready to go. Alright, and here's Michael, my brother-in-law. You've probably seen him in some other videos, challenge videos and stuff. And he's ready to go. So, who you got on your shirt?
Chucky.
Chucky, does it say anything?
Oh, yeah, I don't know what it's saying.
You don't know what it says. Let's check it out. See if we can see it. It just says Chucky in cursive. Oh, that says want to play. It's kind of dark. Why is it so dark? I don't know. Anyways, it says want to play. It's a tattoo. Alright, here's my lovely wife, Amber. And I think I recognize that face on your shirt. Whose face is that?
Pennywise.
What did he do to your shirt?
He ripped it all up.
Oh, what a turd.
Here.
What a turd.
Down here.
You got some leggings, and you got your Crocs on, and your socks. I can't quite see. I think, oh, you got polka dots on them too. And hold on a second, I think somebody's saying hi. Let's see. Hi Kiki, what are you doing back there? Oh yes. Stretch it out. We're gonna be leaving you for a little bit. We're gonna be leaving for a little bit. Oh, and I forgot to add, Amber has some Color Street color strips on, and I always forget the name of them.
Fabulous.
Fabulous, and they have a little ghost face on them. You can see, and they glow in the dark. We'll probably show you guys that later on. And here I am. So I have my new shirt on, and it says friends, and I have all my friends that are going to be there for me to protect me at Halloween, so I'm not scared. And I just got normal pants on, and I got my Crocs on with all my little guys on it, and then I even have Mario socks on that say boo, so that kind of works. And then also, I normally don't wear nail polish or color strips, but when I do, I wear Fabulous. I figure that way Amber and I can both glow in the dark, and she can find me if she gets lost in one of the haunted houses. My fingers will be glowing. Here's Christian. He also has a Pennywise shirt on. And what's yours say?
You'll float too.
You'll float too. His new pants, and also his Crocs. And he's ready to go be scared of some scary guys. On your own side.
Oh, that tastes pretty good. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I had one too. Pork chop on a stick.
I had one too.
Michael's is gone. Mine is gone. I was not feeling good. I had to eat. I would have filmed to begin with, but I was too hungry. Christian's is there. He's afraid the bees getting it, so he's like up and running around. The bees are pretty bad here right now. Now Amber's, on the other hand, this is the stroganoff, and it is flat out disgusting. So don't ever get it. Isn't that right, Amber?
No flavor at all. At all.
It's worse than canned beef.
Yeah.
Alright, that's all I got for that. So hopefully you enjoyed like the little pictures of Cedar Point, what they have to offer. Hopefully this was informative if you watch it. I know, I don't really have a lot of viewers right now, but with putting Cedar Point Halloweekends in there, maybe this will get to people and make them make a little more educated choices. I had previously with my family, well, once with only my wife and then once with my family, go to Halloweekends before, but this one didn't work out as close to what we thought it would as the previous trips. Like, it just, stuff kept on like being stacked against us, and we want everybody to not have that experience happen to them if possible. If you make some educated choices based off of what I tell you, maybe your experience will be a little bit better. Not that ours wasn't good, just better. But until next time, Take care.